Good morning, YouTubers, and welcome back to the David Swordplay channel. And as you can probably hear, we're sat on a single cylinder machine. This is the Husqvarna Svartpilen 401, which is a 398cc single cylinder, about 45 horsepower, sorry. And it's basically based on the KTM 390 Duke, but in my opinion a lot better looking. It's got some nice Husqvarna touches to it and a nice TFT, easy to understand and read, a nice little fly screen on it. The controls are backlit, which is amazing. And yeah, it's a nice looking thing. As we'll do the walk round later, we'll have a look at around the bike and see what we think. So let's crack on and get into the road test. It's quite a small bike, obviously, because it's A2 compliant, so if you just passed your test you'd be looking at something like this, and it's a very nicely spec'd bike for the price, which I'll put up on the screen. Has adjustable WB suspension on it, WP sorry, which is KTM's own brand of suspension, and I've always found that excellent suspension, and the damping feels absolutely brilliant on it, and it gets along the road really well. I think it only weighs about 158 kilos. The brakes are very progressive, nice and responsive. It has, I think it's Pirelli tyres on it, semi-off-road, because this is supposed to be an urban scrambler, and I do like the looks of this bike. It's really futuristic in its looks. Now some people might not like that, but I do. I think it looks very nice with its spoke wheels. And it gets along the road really well, and it's fun. It's definitely got the grin factor. Now obviously it's not done many miles, so we can't really rev it out, but so far very impressed. Riding position's quite nice. You set on the bike rather than in it. The bars are, you slightly lean forward into the bars, which is okay for me, and it will be a very good commuter bike. It's light, it's narrow, goes into the corners nicely, even on these chunky off-road type tyres. So yeah, really impressed, and like I say, has the grin factor. Turning circle's really good, and has a nice note to the exhaust for a single cylinder engine. Now obviously a lot of the running gear is KTM, but they've just had a revamp on this bike, Husqvarna, and I think they've really improved it from the original one. Now they do two versions. This is the Svartpilen, or Black Arrow, which has the spoke wheels and it's got a more scrambler look, and you've also got the Svartpilen, which has alloy wheels on it, and it's a more sort of road focused version. Now I'm not saying that by any stretch of the imagination this is an off-road bike, because I don't think it is. There's not much protection on the bottom of the engine, etc. But it's a style of a bike, urban scrambler I think they call it, and like I say, it's a lot of fun. It really gets down the road for a little 398cc engine, really good. Yeah, it goes into the corners, and when you open it up, it's off. It's very, very fun. And it revs out really well for a little single cylinder engine. My legs are at a nice angle, not too acute. Mirrors are well placed, Mickey Mouse ear type mirrors I call them, but they do the job. And it's a well finished motorcycle, like I say. It's a bit different from your normal run of the mill motorcycle. It's got a bit of style to it in my opinion. It's nice little sort of Husqvarna touches to it, and I certainly prefer this shape of bodywork to the KTM 390 Duke. It's a bit too loud for me, the KTM, but this is really, really good. It's very, very futuristic in its style, as you'll see as we do the walk round. And a big thank you, by the way, to Northwest Power Sports for allowing me out on the Svartpilen this morning. Always nice people to deal with. So yeah, this little bike, for going down country roads like we're doing now, is a lot of fun. Good. You get a bit of vibration through the bars, but it is a single cylinder engine, so you would expect that. So it's very difficult to find a back bike these days. They're all made. I like the backlit switches. That's a really nice touch, especially if you're, you know, in a countryside somewhere and there's no street lighting. It's very handy to have. So it'll cruise along in 37 mile an hour in 6 and pulls away quite smartly, but if the revs drop below 3 it doesn't like it, so you need to obviously change down quite a lot. So yeah, it's got a nice tick over to it. You can get your feet on the floor. It's quite a small bike. But it's a well finished bike, which is nice. TFT layout's nice. You've got rider modes, you've got street, rain. Street and rain, 2 modes, and I think you've also got ABS. You can alter it now. It's like a super motard mode where you can switch the ABS off at the back, I believe. So yeah, it's got battery volts on it, trip meter on it. We're in rain at the minute. I don't know whether I want it in rain. Street. And return to home. Yeah, so it's a very nice layout on the dash. So we'll just whiz it down the motorway and see how we get on with that. But yeah, Husqvarna, never ridden one before, but so far I like it very much. Now Husqvarna obviously make the Northern 901 and the 901 Explorer, two full-on adventure bikes. As I say, this is A2 compliant. It's probably going to be your first bike you're going to buy after passing your test. So, but it's a very lively little bike. It's a nice turn of power with it. Gets into the corners well, even with chunky tyres on. Really holds the road nicely. You don't want to find one of them on the apex of the corner. So yeah, really good. Let's down the M58 and see what it's like at motorway speeds. Well, obviously you've got a little fly screen, but it's not a lot of use. Just wind it up a bit. 60 mile an hour, seems to be doing that quite nicely. The seat is more like an enduro seat on it. You can move around and you can stretch out, you've got plenty of room to move around. As I say, your legs are at a decent angle, it's not acute. You've got the rebound and the compression and damping very nicely on it. It works well. As I say, holds the road well, and the ride on this bike is very nice. We've been over some bumpy roads, and like I say, it has got semi-knobbly tyres on, but it handles the roads and the potholes and everything else we've got in the UK at the moment very well. So what would the competitors be for this bike? Well, I think you'd be looking at the best selling 400cc bike at the moment is the Triumph, and I've not actually ridden one of those yet, which I tend to, I'm hoping to put right very soon. But this bike has got a style that I like, and it's a bit different, and as you all know, I like different. So let's have a closer look at the 2024 Husqvarna Svartpilen 401 single cylinder machine, 45 horsepower. The tyres on it are Pirellis, I think they're Pirelli Rally tyres. Like the detailing on the wheel rim, beautifully made swinging arm, single-sided shock absorber monoshock. I like the way all the fluid levels are all on one side for the coolant, so the back brake, and the oil sight glasses on the right hand side of the bike. The horn looks a little vulnerable. I love the detailing on it, the 401 and little yellow flash, and the radiator guards with Husqvarna on it. Front brakes are 320mm discs with Bybri 4-pot calipers. The bike is equipped with WP Apex suspension, adjustable front and rear, and a nice grab rail for your passenger if you require to carry a passenger. Seat height is about 820mm. Love the detailing on the seat with the Husqvarna logo and on the petrol cap. It's all in all a very well finished bike. The lights are all LED front and rear. The frame is finished in a powder coat black, but I like the little bronze type engine cases which look really nice. So there it is, all in all a nice looking bike and well worth considering if you're in the market for this type of single cylinder A2 compliant machine. Okay, off we go then. So it handles bumps very well. Hooray, the sunshine's come out. Could go and do a bit of off-roading, I suppose. See what it handles like on the over the bumps. I suppose you could do a bit of light off-roading on it, like this for instance. Anyway, enough of that. Competitors, well, I suppose you've got the, I suppose you could call the Royal Enfield Himalayan a competitor, but that's more of an adventure bike really. This is more like a street naked. Handles the bumps really well, like say AP suspension. Nothing wrong with that. If you're like me, I ride a Motor Guzzi V85 TT. I like quirkiness. This bike has got a real urban style to it, and I like it, and it rides very well. It rides well, good. The suspension's really nice. So yeah, it's got a lot going for it. The gearbox is lovely and smooth, and I believe it has a quick shifter up and down, which I haven't mentioned before, but I've just remembered about it, so we'll give that a try on the way back. Yep, and that's a standard feature. So we've got a quick shifter up and down. Really nice little touches on this Husqvarna, really impressed. Yeah, it makes the bike a lot more fun. I'm liking this little bike. So it's very chuckable, very easy to move. I'm finding now I've been on it a bit, the seat's quite firm. Getting old now, I like a bit of comfort, but so what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Husqvarna Svartpilen 401. Now they do make an 801. Now that sounds really interesting. I would imagine that's based on the 890 Duke or 990 Duke. I don't know, can't remember the numbers. And that would be a really interesting bike, because this little thing, like I say, is fun. So with a bit more power, I think it'd be a lot more fun. Quick shift is super smooth. I'd say it's one of the best quick shifters I've used for a while. really just very smooth in operation. So what else can I say about the Husqvarna Svartpilen? It's certainly worth a look if you're looking at for a small CC urban scrambler type of bike. Certainly worth a look at, and you can look at it Northwest Power Sports, of course, in Scanlersdale in the northwest. They are Husqvarna dealers, gas dealers, CF Moto dealers, really nice people. I have no affiliation to them whatsoever, except they're nice people to deal with and always very helpful when I want to borrow a bike to road test. David Swordplay saying thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next video, which will probably be somewhere in France. So thanks for watching. If you do like this video, please leave a like and consider subscribing, and we'll see you on the next video.